Ahoy, you are listening to
Glass Half Full.
I'm Mulla, the sensible twin.
And I'm Laura, the funnier, prettier, braver, smarter, more...
Okay, we get it. Anyway, welcome to our podcast, where we chat over a hot beverage.
Or cold, it's completely your choice.
About bits and bobs that help us feel more positive.
And don't forget humor. We are very, very funny as well.
Yes, anywho, hope you enjoy.
Yes, hope you enjoy. We're so funny, like really funny.
Hello there.
And hello to you as well.
How's it going?
It is going all right. I have been ill all week. So let's just take a moment to sympathize with ill Laura, who now on a Saturday when we're recording this is first day when I'm feeling a little bit more like a human. Now my lower back is hurting, but I don't know why that is. Probably because I haven't done anything, I've just sat or lied down the whole week. But let me tell you, you would have a newfound respect for health. Health is truly the most important thing.
I can relate
Absolutely.
to that.
Yes, you've been through some ordeals recently as well. I literally have just had a bug, horrible nausea, horrible headaches, got pills on like Thursday, so now I'm feeling better for it. So big shout out to health.
And also, I would say NHS, you know.
Yeah, I mean they're very stretched thin. But yeah, it's also at the same time it's now in this country in UK for sure. If you feel like ill and you have to go to the doctors, the first thought you have is like, oh no, because it's never easy. You have to like fight to get a face-to-face appointment, and it's just shambles. It's
but also
horrible.
At least it could be better. But also, I was taken care of really well, and also it doesn't bankrupt you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you can see other countries that are not at the level. It could be absolutely could be worse.
Pluses and minuses, isn't it?
Exactly. So if we're talking about what we're drinking, then I'm gonna put it straight out there that hot water with lemon, just to make myself a bit better.
Nice.
To be fair, I like it anyway.
Yeah, I have it every morning for the metabolism, I think.
And when we say hot, I don't mean like, I literally, as per mom's instructions, boil the kettle for 20 seconds. Like I count to 20.
Yeah.
So it's not boiled, it's pre-boiled, but it's warmish.
Boil for 1 minute.
Oh.
But yeah, and then
Okay.
Squeeze the lemon in and then leave the slice in as well. But yeah.
Okay. Well, I sector the lemons and then put them in a Tupperware and then take a little tiny bit of lemon.
Yeah. We're so samey.
Samey. Yeah. What are you drinking?
So, I thought that I would jazz things up a bit today, and I'm today only, I am drinking water.
What is it? Is that like a virgin boiled water with lemon, meaning it's not boiled and no lemon?
There.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Got it. Cool.
You got it.
Right. Well, go straight to shoutouts then, and we have one, a very good one though.
Yeah.
So we had James a couple of months ago, who was our guest of the month, who is now living in Poland. James and his mother the whole family were very helpful to us when we, all those years ago, almost like 15 years?
2007.
So that's what, like...
I don't do math.
Math is 17 years ago? What? No. Is it? No, came... I don't...
What's math?
Anyway, 2007, landed in Bristol, and he helped us so much with our getting rooms to rent and stuff like that, with everything, with
biting
admin.
Through the bureaucracy.
Oh yes. So his mom, Jules's partner, Mark Tanner, is an author who has recently released, or will actually, it's on pre-sale. I'll tell you that in a second. But has released a fantasy, like a young fantasy book. Very exciting. So let me just kind of give you a little bit of overview. So Mark started writing when he was 10, and at 13 years old had his first story published in cool magazine. Since then, he has written many different stories, also children's books, murder mysteries, and young adult fantasy fiction that have never seen the light of day. The first draft of his book, I think it's called Borsidian Chronicles, but I think that's like the whole overarching name.
Okay.
And it's like book 1 is going to be out, so there's going to be more books.
Like a series.
Yeah, really cool. The first draft of this book was written in 1992 in 3 months and then was put on a shelf for many years. Every 5 years, he would read it, which led to vast amounts of editing, rewriting, so the book has been rewritten at least 3 times. In January this year, after reading it through again and some urging from his wife, Jules, who is James's mother, basically our British mom, he decided that this was the year for it to be published. He reworked the story again, and it now stands as a young adult fantasy fiction trilogy. So 3 books is going to be the Borsidian Chronicles, of which Born of Ashes is the first book. So Born of Ashes is going to be out soon.
Okay.
It's due to be released 21st of November. So it's available on Amazon. If you go, we'll obviously link his things as well. On Amazon as a pre-order for Kindle. So I asked, oh no, I don't have Kindle. When's the paperback out? So that's on 27th of November with the formal launch. It has been a labor of love, and Mark hopes you enjoy reading it as much as he did when creating it. So you guys out there, when you're thinking for your next book to read, well, there's one for you, fantasy fiction. I know it says young adult, but I bet you it's going to be interesting to read for any age. So a little bit about Mark. When he's not writing, he is a life coach, debt and money coach, debt and money coach, a husband, a granddad, and a puzzler. He also returned to faith 3 years ago, and now at age 66, volunteers as a writer for his church and for Christians Against Poverty. So CAP, I think it's called, where he uses these coaching skills to help others. What a cool guy.
Yeah.
Honestly. We've never met Mark, but I really hope that we will at some point, because it would be lovely to meet him, speak to him about all that he's doing, the life coach things and everything else. And obviously then we would also see Jules or Julie. There's an Instagram tag here, so it is _Borsidian_Chronicles. Don't worry. If you are listening to this episode, you probably are following us on Instagram or Facebook, where it will be linked as well. So you will see, you get access to the sites and everything very easily. There's a Facebook group as well, the Borsidian Chronicles, and just the page, the Borsidian Chronicles, also on Facebook as well. So group, page, and Instagram are the ways to get in touch or have a look-see. So so that's our shout out, and to be honest, I cannot wait until I can order it to be delivered in a paperback format.
Nice.
Very exciting, and it's very synchronicity. Yes.
What are you trying to say?
Well, because my book obviously is out now, but that's obviously in Estonian, it doesn't matter. But January for me was also the time when I was like, right, something needs to change. So we both kind of had the same thought at the same time about something that we've had worked on for years, you know? So, for both of us, it's been a writing year, which I love it. So, virtual high five to you, Mark, there.
Yeah.
There we go.
You're gonna learn about Estonia now. Boop, boop. Okay, well, now we've come to the place where I introduce a little bit, like, something about Estonian.
That was so smooth.
I know. It gets better every time. This time around, I'm gonna just talk about a drink that is quite common in Estonia. Some sources say that it's actually a national drink. I think there's a few competitors for that post, but it's called kali.
Kali.
I personally really like kali.
Me too. I love kali, and I know Paul loves kali.
Yeah.
We all love Kelly.
It's crafted from fermented bread.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it has its roots from a long time ago. It's like a mix between a beer and a cola with a sour sweet taste, a natural fizz, and very low alcohol content. I don't think I've had the alcoholic one ever.
I reckon we probably along the years have tasted one, but
possibly
it definitely isn't our favorite.
The soft drinks that we now have in shops are not with alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so it's Estonian variation of the Slavic kvass,
Mm-hmm.
which you can probably actually get here as well in UK from Polish shops, I think.
Even I think on some of the aisles in Tesco. But can I just say, because we've tried some because we love it, and it is not the same. So if you try that and you're like, ew, then that's not the one that we mean. Like it's an acquired taste. You might really love it. It's like Marmite, right?
It's also like different companies do it differently as well in Estonia. They kind of got away with the one that I really loved. So since then, I've not really found one that I really like again. But like I try different ones every time we go back home. I try.
You like
Linnuse?
Linnuse
Kali? It's was taken over by Coca-Cola company. So I don't know if it's like now.
Well, if anybody out there is still having Linnuse Kali, obviously there are millions of Estonian listeners in Estonia. The population is 1 point something million. So it can't be millions. Anyway, then please do send us a parcel, which won't get here because we are not, you guys are not in EU and we are, and it's a whole thing.
And we have to pay tax on it.
What a palaver. Anyway.
Okay, and it's become like a local answer to a soda.
Yeah,
like it's quite popular. It comes in different colors based on the color of bread used in making it.
Oh, that makes sense.
Kali is usually present during celebrations, fun activities, and festivals, and people also love to have it in local stores, bars, and restaurants, especially while having their meals.
I would say it's very much more like a summer, wouldn't you say? Like more, not like, well...
It's probably like how people have soda here. Like, if it's really cold outside, actually we are having soda here as well. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay. But
each
for me...
to their own in a sense.
I suppose It's whoever
it's carbonated and stuff. So, street vendors once pushed carts around Tallinn's cobble streets selling Kali. So that Kali was very, like, it's different. Like, it was like kind of like a flat one, not fizzy, obviously. But today you can find bottled versions in any Estonian supermarkets.
Sorry, can I interject? Because do you remember when we were younger?
Yeah.
There were like trucks. Yeah. And behind them.
That's what I mean. Yeah, like so there was like a tap.
Yeah, but those they were not carbonated, were they? Okay. So because I remember
what.
Were those carbonated that we had?
No, that was like flat. It's all completely different experience.
Completely different experience, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what was, I think, maybe a bit alcoholic. But yeah, we obviously didn't have them. Like alcoholic ones when we were kids, obviously. You can make it at home as well.
I think it was like also known as alcoholic version sometimes. Yeah. It's a really weird concept that it was like behind a truck. Like
it was inside,
yellow...
like... You know how water canisters and stuff are, like it was inside there, like
Could you imagine the like EU
regulations and stuff? Yeah,
it was before we were in
EU. It would not fly now.
Nope.
But yeah, so it's often dubbed the Estonian Coca-Cola.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can make it at home if you have the patience. You just need to soak bread in water and add yeast, I think. So there are recipes.
Don't just do what Ulla just said. I'm sure that there's some sort of other steps there.
Use your head, please. So, that is it.
Great.
Nice.
Offload. Minute. So, shall we go straight to it and start moaning about stuff?
Yeah, why not?
Always ready.
Yep.
Can I go first?
You will be able to, yes. So...
Okay. Are you gonna
and a one,
count me?
and
Okay.
a two, and a 1, 2, 3, go.
Okay, so it's when we go camping, which we do recently, obviously, because we have a camper. We're very privileged and very grateful for that. In campsites, there is a rule, sometimes unwritten, that you park your van with the door to the same way that the person next to you, so nobody's like just facing you. However, more often than I want to, people who come next to us sometimes park with the doors our way.
Oh no.
To which I, inside the van, I'm straight away a bitch fest begins from me. When I'm like, why? Why would they do that? Usually there's a very like logical explanation. For example, maybe their electric output is in the other way and that the post where they get electricity is the other way, or there's a better view that way or something. But it's like, to me, it's like, why do you want to just then like, what, we're gonna stare at each other once we do our morning like breakfast? Like, why would you do that? It's so stupid and horrible and annoying, and I just hate it. And that's my rant over.
Very well timed.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay, so
sorry,
I know, I realize this is a first world, as all of our ones are, first world problem. That's why it's like a offload minute. Just need to offload a little bit. That's fine.
And yeah, like just shake it off, shake it off. But yeah, like the other cars, like form a natural barrier then between like groups of people. Right?
Yeah, it's like a thing, you know. It's not like I didn't like start it. Anyway, are you ready?
I am. Yes.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
You know the moment when you have decided you probably really need to fill your tank with petrol.
Mm-hmm.
You arrive at the predetermined destination petrol station, and all pumps are blocked off.
Oh.
Why? So you need to then go and get the petrol from a less convenient station, which is out of your way, and on the other side of a dual carriageway. So you need to drive past it until you can turn onto the same side of the road. So this has happened to me twice in the recent months, and I should probably really stop relying on that first specific petrol station.
Yeah.
To be fair, it's very like, you know, you have only a certain amount of miles in your tank, and you're kind of scrambling to go and get petrol.
1. Also very well timed. Well done.
Maybe it helped that Laura was showing me the numbers on the screen going down, and that's why there was a gap.
Passive aggressive.
Yeah, like
I didn't want to like chime in. I think that's like rude. No, I'm joking.
Okay.
Which one is it? Because like all of them. Why didn't they just have a big massive sign saying, or was it all petrol? But they had diesel.
It was all of it.
But then they should have like a massive sign like no petrol.
Tell me about it.
That's annoying.
Daystone Tesco.
But that's the good one. That's the big one where I go sometimes because it's cheaper.
And that's why, like, usually sometimes when I go from Ellen, I just go straight there. And it has happened twice.
Yeah. By the way, the L on Tesco now is a bit cheaper for petrol than before. Before it used to be excruciating, but
excruciating?
A bit cheaper.
Okay.
Excruciating. It was excruciating.
Extortionate.
I'm not drama. Okay,
good to know. Good to know.
What do we say?
Rant
over. Question of the month.
What is it?
I don't know yet.
Tell me, what is it?
I don't know yet, but shall we find out?
Okay. This month's question is, like, we asked people to send in their favorite quotes or sayings that they use quite often. Or sure that have a good meaning to them, you know.
Yeah.
So, for example, just to come clear. I can't say.
I feel like your bits we have to put ×1 later on, or ×2. I mean.
Yeah.
Joking.
A saying that I say all the time, but mostly at work, is onwards and upwards.
Do you? I haven't noticed
lot.
that. I will notice it now.
So yeah, it's a disclaimer, people.
Oh, you know what I say? It's a similar thing but shorter. Hey ho.
Sorry.
I always say hey ho, like, oh hey ho. I think to the point where somebody did mock me about it, like, hey ho.
I would not notice that either.
Oh hey ho.
I sometimes say, oh well. But yeah, onwards and upwards, like it's meant to be quite like a, encouraging one, and like I always mean it genuinely, but I'm worried that it might maybe not come across.
Sound a bit sarcastic. Oh well.
No, I mean the onwards and upwards.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Do you say it to the people that like are like your clients and stuff? Yeah. I think it's a good way. Yeah.
Like, shake it up.
Yeah, beautiful singing as well.
You're welcome.
I use but it's not like as often as that. I use the usual everything will be okay in the end. So if it's not okay, it's not yet the end. And like we did the reel, it's very much stolen from Best Exotic Marigold Hotel, who referenced somebody famous probably, so it's not like my original stuff at all. But I quite like it.
I don't know who by my one was from.
Yeah, we don't know, but it doesn't matter that.
Yeah.
Should we listen to our first one? Yeah.
We
So this one comes from our previous podcast guest, Maria. All the way from Latvia again, which is really, really good. Thank you, Maria, for sending those in. Really encouraging other people to send in as well. We will reveal what the next month's question is, and I think more people have something to say, because you're right. This one is a tricky one. Not many people have like, oh, I know exactly what saying, because it is tricky. However, there she goes.
Today I will tell you 3 common phrases in my household. The first one is no bra, no panties. I stole this phrase from a movie called 13. The phrase originally was used to describe something provocative, and in my case I use it to describe scarcity of something, so like there is no money or something else, and I would say no bra, no panties. And then the phrase actually turned into something more sexual, but I was forbidden from saying that because, PG-12, 13, whatever. The second phrase is, for the job to be done well, it must be squeaky. One day I was sleeping, and then somehow through my sleep I heard my boyfriend clean something, and it was actually quite squeaky. And for some reason I woke up with this phrase in my head that, for the job to be done well, it must be squeaky. So now whenever we do something, it has to be squeaky. And the third phrase, and that's the cutest one I think, is I slept like a baby moose. One day, once again, I woke up and I felt like I slept the best sleep in my entire life possibly, and then I obviously had to tell my boyfriend about that. And for some reason, I thought that baby moose or mooses are exactly the embodiment of the best sleep of someone, because they're just so cute. So I came out of the room and I looked at him dead in the eye and I said, I slept like a baby moose. So every time now, if one of us sleeps pretty well, we use that phrase. If you want to use it, you're welcome to, obviously.
First of all, she sleeps a lot, doesn't she?
Yeah, I was thinking,
no, I'm joking.
I like that.
Yeah, it's very Maria as well. Maria was somebody who, when we moved to Aberdeen, we stayed in the same apartment with.
Yeah.
So we met when we moved to Aberdeen, and she is good at coming up with really funny little sayings.
Yeah.
Like, remember how once she was like, "You're not the boss of my questions." It was like you had to be there type of thing.
Yeah.
I think it was like we were all maybe like laughing around and stuff like that, and somebody asked a question, or like she was asking a question and we didn't know the answer or something. I can't remember what the situation is, Maria. If you can remember, like please let us know. But it was like, "You're not the boss of my questions." And there were others. I'm sure I can't remember now.
Some of it probably came from that English wasn't none of our
first language. Yep.
So there's different sayings in English, and then there's different sayings probably in Latvian and Estonian and Finnish, because she also has half Finn.
Well, on that note, can I say something that our mom says?
Yes.
So in Estonian, it would sound pulmadeks saab terveks. Like it's not her saying. It's an Estonian saying, and it means.
But she likes to use it.
She loves to use it. Like if somebody scrapes the knee, and for example, when we were crying, when we scraped the knee, she said that phrase, and it just meant like it would be fine by the wedding. So it was just like an old Estonian saying it would be fine by the wedding because it's like years from now and stuff. And the other one is elame näeme.
Yes.
Which is like really like realistic and partly negative almost, but it's again not her own one. She just uses it, which means we will live, we will see, which means like, you know, or kui Jumal elu ja tervist annab, which means if God grants us life and health, this will happen. Like, for example, when we're like, oh my God, let's go there. Let's go to Disneyland. Well, if God grants us life and health. So if he doesn't, or she, then we won't go to Disneyland. We never been to a Disneyland, just a disclaimer. Shall we go on to another voice message?
Yes,
which is coming from Zoe. Sorry if you can
I
see.
if you can disclaimer here. Our little mascot is sleeping.
Yeah, Dolce's sleeping right next to us on the couch, and she does snore. So it will be really funny in a second. But anyway, here is Zoe with her sayings, and Zoe is half of the Brains Unpicked pod, who we did a shout out for last week as well. Really funny. Go give them a follow as well.
If you haven't listened to their episodes yet,
please do so. But here she comes.
Hello, I'm back. A saying that my dad uses is "what's for you won't go by you," and I feel like I now carry that saying with me. Just because if anything ever has went wrong, or like I've not got a job that I've wanted, or I've not got somewhere that I wanted, my dad would just be like, "what's for you won't go by you," and I'd be like, "alright," and I'd pull myself up and then kind of go on with it. And I just feel like it's a nice wee one. Do you know what I mean? It's things will come to you, but if it's not for you right now, it might come back later. It might not, but what's for you won't go by you. I think it's just a quite nice one.
She then messaged after that, I was so incredibly Glaswegian in this. That's funny, yeah. Very Scottish, innit? I love this saying.
Yeah.
It's such a good one. Like, I've heard it before, but it's so good.
It's true, yeah.
It's like, you know, like, yeah. It's about, like, fate. Like, yeah, what's for you won't go by you. So, thank you so much for that, Zoe.
Thanks, Zoe.
And we have one more, I believe.
Yes, we do. 1 second.
That's somebody who's Ulla's friend, but now kind of I class her as my friend also. Where did you guys meet again?
College. We went to college together.
In Aberdeen. Are we allowed to say her name?
Leslie Ann.
Shout out to Leslie Ann as well. Thank you for sending in a lovely last voicemail. And here goes.
My favourite quote is "a sight for sore eyes." I googled the origin and it comes from a poem by Jonathan Swift. The original line reads, "The sight of you is good for sore eyes." Sums up nicely how I feel when I see a friend.
Ah,
lovely.
Lovely to like have that as the last one that we play out and also received. So hopefully we'll get more next time. But no, it's a lovely one to end on because I've obviously heard this saying.
Yes.
Never knew where it was first mentioned, so thank you for that. That's such a cool thing that you did, Leslie, and to find out where it was actually from.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah.
It's always really interesting to find out like how some like combination of words or like where they come from. Like what did it mean in the olden time, for example. Like,
or like this one was from a poem. Yeah. Right? So, and likewise, you are a sight for sore eyes, Leslie, and thank you. And thank you for everybody for sending in these sayings. And shall we reveal what is our saying for next
Not
month?
Saying, kind of like a question.
Well, question of the month.
Prompt.
Yeah. So, first of all, bear in mind, next episode comes out beginning of December.
So it's for Christmas. We're trying to get into the Christmas
little
spirits.
known holiday celebrated in some parts of the world. With different things. There's foliage brought into that building and stuff like that. Anyway.
Yeah. So we are asking you guys to get in touch with us and tell us about a quirky or like a original tradition that you have in your family or in your friend group. just towards Christmas or on the Christmas
on
day?
Christmas Day or yeah.
Is there some kind of like
if you don't know what Christmas is, just Google it. I'm sure there's some info out there and stuff.
Yes.
It doesn't, like, obviously we know traditions like, we usually, bring in the Christmas tree or have roast dinner. Like, it needs to be something...
Or put the decorations up one day before.
Yeah, that kind of like, not that we mean like these little tiny quirky things that you
do with your family, and you don't really know
if anybody,
where they started from, nobody else is doing them in their families, kind of.
Yeah, and then that would be quite maybe like even a good little thing for others to like, we could do that or something when you want to spice up the Christmas and stuff. I can't even on the top of my head think of anything interesting like that we do, but I can tell for the 26th. What we do is all the leftovers of the Christmas roast are then put onto the one pan and like fried up. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean everything, like the tatties.
You eat the leftovers? Really?
No, essentially it's not like a quirky little. Okay, I get it, but I'm weirdly looking forward to that.
Yeah,
so much.
Same.
Like the fry up of all the things. Like even Brussels sprouts are boinged onto the pan. So,
or like we used to before things it was a bit less difficult to post things from Estonia. Mom used to send us gingerbread dough, and we made gingerbread.
Yeah, which in itself is not maybe like out of the norm, but we definitely used just the gingerbread dough from Estonia. So that was our little like cool little thing. So please, get in touch. Either via Facebook Messenger, Instagram Messenger, if you have us on WhatsApp, like on WhatsApp. If you're not sure how to send it, but you really want to, just email us. So we'll figure it out together.
Read it out, perhaps.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but it would be very fun to get voicemails. We do like the voicemails. Thank you in advance. Hello, you have reached our voicemail. Please leave your positive message after the beep. Beep. Only kidding, I'm still here. Anyway, call us back. Okay, so my positive news for this month is something called Notes from the Universe. So let me go back to just a couple of steps before that and tell you about the book called The Secret. I'm not going to tell you about it. Everybody knows about The Secret. If you don't, just Google it. There's also a movie. It's very famous. So one of the people who is featured in the book is Mike Dooley. So I kind of looked into what he's doing, and he's himself also wrote books about manifesting. Also a book called Notes from the Universe. And for example, the top 10 things dead people want to tell you. So, I'm kind of like, you might call it woo-woo, but I'm big on manifesting and everything like that. So that's why I was kind of like going down that rabbit hole to see what he was doing. And then I came across his website, which is called TUT, so T-U-T. And what that website is basically... in short, TUT means the universe talks. So on that website, they used to, I think, sell T-shirts. So that's why it was TUT. It was a T-shirt shop, or the Universal T-shirt, so something like that. But what I liked is there was a place to sign up for the newsletter. No, I know what you mean, newsletter, gach. But all it would send you is basically let me just tell you what it says on their website. Basically, it would be a little passage written by the universe, personalized with your name and occasionally your personal goals. So you put like a personal goal down there, designed to remind you that you have indeed been given dominion over all things. So it's a little like a reminder every morning, pops into my inbox. It's a couple of like one paragraph long usually, like a little quick, like, positive news that you can get into your inbox. It started in 1998 and only went at first to like 38 addresses, and now it has like over like 1.5 million or 1.2 it says here, but I don't know how like quickly it's like refreshed and stuff. So why don't I just read you guys some out and you see what I mean? So it's like, we all have this days where you're like a bit down and stuff. So something like that popping into your inbox, it's quite a cool little thing. And you don't have to pay for it. You just sign up for it and you can always unsubscribe. So that's why I liked it. Easy, simple, short. So one of the ones said, can I give you some advice that you won't take the wrong way? Buy something special for yourself, Laura Lisa. Be proud. Flaunt your style. Love yourself. Daydream, wonder, and make a few mistakes. Stay up too late every so often and sleep in too long. Sometimes wake up crazy early to doodle or journal or go for a walk. Play music loud. Celebrate everything. And when no one is looking, as often as you can remember, kiss the back of each of your hands in quick succession. Happy love affair, gorgeous, the universe. So that's one of the ones. Then let me read you out some others. I've like done print screens and then put them into like a little album. Okay. The big thing, Laura Lisa, rarely happens when you ask for it. Nor does it typically come from who or where you expect. It usually comes a bit later, from someone you didn't even know when you first asked, as a result of some weird turn of events that were impossible to foresee. So chill, be patient, enjoy the moment, and let your friends, employers, and partners off the hook. Besides, they're going to have enough to deal with when the big thing does come, if you know what I mean. Won't be long, the universe. I just like the fact that you feel like the actual universe is kind of like sending you. Yeah. So there's another short one. Have you noticed, Laura Lisa, that all great accomplishments require 4 things? A dream, action, patience, and a whole bunch of miracles. The miracles part is on me. 1, 2, 3, me, the universe. So it's like sometimes such a cool little thing to get. One more. I still don't get why people are so surprised that the turtle beat the rabbit over the long run. Consistent effort, Laura Lisa, no matter how small, sparks magic, fills sails, butters bread, turns tides, instills faith, summons friends, improves health, burns calories, creates abundance, yields clarity, builds courage, spins planets and rewrites destinies, no matter how small. So yeah, basically little notes that are like really cool. They pop into my inbox and you can also sign up for them if you want on tut.com and Mike Dooley if you want to go and check his books. And one last one to finish on. Believing you can, though you might not. Believing you can't won't change that you can. It just hides it. Whereas simply getting started, however timid your first steps are, and consistently moving in the direction of your dreams day after day will eventually create such unstoppable momentum, you will find it nearly impossible to believe that there was ever a time when you wavered. Let's give them something to talk about, the universe. That's a really good one to finish on. Books and music, join us for it if you choose it. Books and music. One more time. Books and music and yeah.
Books.
Music.
Yes.
There we go.
So today it's my turn to speak about a book.
Well, you can read. That's so amazing for you. Okay, go.
Okay. So, listen to this. Be more Japan.
Can you be quieter because some people can still hear you? Okay, go on.
If looks could kill. Be More Japan, the art of Japanese living. It is sort of like built up like an encyclopedia, which like I couldn't see any authors there. There were like contributors. There were a few. So yeah, I'm not gonna name them because I don't have a list of them. Whoopsie.
It's a good as reason as any.
Yeah. So it covers the country's fascinating ancient traditions and also its unique and influential modern culture. It is a celebration of all things Japanese, blending both travel information and cultural insight into a single book. It begins with an overview of the 4 seasons, a key theme in Japanese culture. You'll learn about the festivals, food, fashion, and flowers that change throughout the year and make this country so full of fun and variety. Then it dives into the captivating culture of Japan with topics such as art and music, food, wellness, and spirituality, all split into separate sections to help you pinpoint the areas that interest you. So,
your voice went a bit AI there.
Yeah. You can learn about the traditional skills of tea ceremony, for example, and calligraphy.
What ceremony?
Tea. And where you can find out where you can go to see and practice these ceremonies yourself.
Ooh.
And so I would really like to visit Japan at one point. So it's even good to just take the book with you, you know, like it's kind of like a tour guide, but also like explains things and like, yeah. I'm glad I read it. For example,
because not something people like. Well, I don't know about other people, but I won't just take. Oh, I want to read about Iceland, like just a book about Iceland. But it is like interesting, even if you haven't been. But if you're obviously interested to go, I like how Dolce is just pushing you away right now because you're in her leg space.
I feel so loved.
Yeah. It's like in Estonia we do have this series of like my Morocco and stuff like that, but in here it's mostly like just I don't know all the books, but yeah, very interesting that you read.
So
good job.
Because there's so much terminology as well come from like Japanese culture. Yeah. For example, like origami and ikigai. I don't know if I pronounce it correctly. So if you're wanting to find out about like specific things, there's actually like bit in the end where
like a glossary.
Yeah, glossary. You can go and find which page you can find information on that from, and like pictures and things. So yeah, in that way it's a bit like an encyclopedia, but like it's very interestingly built up.
Very cool, and I really hope that we get to visit Japan, and I would definitely want to take like a bullet train.
Yes,
it's one of the things. See Harajukus, but I do know they're mostly tourist orientated Harajukus. They're not like.
There's so so I said there was about fashion as well. One of the bits was about Harajuku, but then there's so many other different interesting clothing styles they have, which I didn't really know about before.
For example,
so like there's groups of people who like obviously dressing up like as anime characters,
right?
Or like Victorian like dolls, for example.
Okay. I feel like I've seen maybe some stuff like that.
So
or like,
there's different ones, like so. Just intrigued.
And I really want to see the countryside for sure.
Yes. Yeah.
And then like lesser known places. Get a bit of both, right? Yeah. Big city life and like all these curiosities.
And it's very versatile because it's part of, I think, like, is it 3 or 4 bits it consists of. So the lowest down is like a tropical island. I can't remember. Okinawa, I think.
Okay.
And then highest up, it's like, like cold and like kind of like mountainous and stuff. Like, it's very versatile. So obviously, probably with one trip, you wouldn't really manage to see it all. But
unless you do a long trip
to it.
Yeah, definitely. That's so cool. It's actually on my like vision board, Japan.
Same,
and then I've kind of forgotten about it, but it's on the board, so it will happen.
Yay! Definitely.
Very
Manifest.
cool.
Cool. What kind of music would you like to tell us about?
Well, it is a very old favorite. That one of those songs that you have listened to on repeat and repeat and repeat, and then for like let's say 10 years you can completely forget about until like something like maybe like a commercial or like a melody line from something else
or movie soundtrack.
Yeah, something reminds you, and then you have to go and find it. So I was like, what I thought was Emily Bourgeois, and I spent ages trying to find her. Then I tried it with the name of the song, which is like a French song. It's like Le Homme de la Situation.
Like a man of the situation?
Yeah, I think I don't know, man of the day. I don't know what it means in direct translation or like it's not Emily at all. It's Amandine Bourgeois. So yeah, we will hopefully at some point be able to like upload this to our stories, so you could get a little snippet of the sound.
But also we do have our Spotify list.
Exactly, so go guys, follow it. All of the songs that we mentioned and more are on the list as well. So it's a very eclectic mix, which is perfect for parties, for example.
Or like driving in a car.
Yeah, exactly. But this song is quite like poppy, and it just is one of the songs that I just listened when it was out. And Amandine Bourgeois is a French singer, and she, I think, shot to fame, I believe, and also the Wikipedia, which is not very, good source of info, says that she won. The past tense of win is won. The 6th edition of the French version of Pop Idol in 2008, and she has done a couple of records, and I don't know if she's active at the moment, but for sure that song was probably, and in Spotify you could see like 5th most popular of her songs. So I've just followed her on Spotify, which I wasn't before following her. And that's why I like, because then you can listen to all her other stuff and see if there's any other things that you like, because you like this one song. I know it's not always the case, but so yeah, Amandine Bourgeois with L'homme de la situation.
Ula's fun facts about animals. Let's talk about Dolce.
I have a very funny fact.
Okay.
It just happened literally yesterday evening, where I've dragged, because I don't know if you guys know yet, because I'm so really brave, like a brave little soldier, but I've been ill. So kind of went for a very small walk last night and stuff. And it was so funny because Paul was with me, and Dolce, first of all, was sniffing something behind a lamppost, so we were ahead of her, which we often are, because she's not the type of dog who is first. We are always first.
She does not run for anyone.
No, she is like, you guys go first, I'll be right there. The problem is she's tethered to us, so it's not that free roaming. So she was behind a lamppost, and upon Paul gently pulling the lead, she was like, "No, I'm not coming," which then resulted in the harness to slowly slid forward off her head, go down her legs, the whole harness, because it's made like that, the whole harness. And then she very elegantly, as if she's done it before many times, which she hasn't, stepped out of the harness leg bits. In one swift movement, the harness basically came off. And Paul then retracted it slowly and dramatically towards us, so it slid. So it slid across the pavement towards us, while Dolce looked on. It was such a shambles. It was so funny. So yeah, very funny. I can
picture it now.
Literally. It was so funny. It was so weird how easily it came off. She was still behind that lamppost, by the way. So yeah,
she was just staring at it.
She literally was like, "I don't care. I don't care." And she stepped out, like you step out of trousers at the end of the day. She literally like stepped out. Usually she really like just is like, what's a harness? It's gonna hurt me. And then that time she was just like, I don't like your concept of that I have some sort of a weird brown, then it's tethered to you with the tiniest string, and that's a thing. I am not for this. It's literally. It's so funny.
Happened slow motion.
It almost all was like in one fluid movement, and then Paul like retracted, and then the lead the harness was just like sadly dragged towards us while Dolce was not in it. That's Dolce, by the way. She's still sleeping next to us, which is quite impressive. Usually she buzzes off upstairs.
Like, we dare to disturb her sleep.
I know.
Like, sorry, we're doing a podcast.
We're doing a little like side thingy.
Well, okay. Continuing on from that hilarious story, would you like to hear a little bit about humpback whales?
Yes, please.
So I'm not really gonna describe them much. It's just their behavior.
Okay.
That is quite an interesting one. So yeah, we all know they're quite big. You know, they're the ones that jump up in the water and then just smash back down, and it's
to see them once in actual nature. Could you imagine? That would be so amazing to see them.
We've but never I also seen wouldn't want to be in the water at the same time.
Oh,
I think
no,
I would be scared.
Safely somewhere safely. Yeah.
So they're quite big. So, but yeah, there have been instances when they have tried to save and protect humans, or also like other marine mammals, like seals, from sharks and killer whales.
Oh.
It also seems like they have a little bit of a vendetta against these aforementioned killer whales, aka orcas. Scientists have noticed a bizarre behavior from these giants. They actively kind of like, when they notice an orca nearby, or a pod of orcas, or I don't know how it's called, they kind of charge towards them. So like a best defense is offense. And try to intimidate them. Like, I think it's with their fins, like the side fins, like they're kind of ragged a bit, and like they can do damage with that. And orcas, as you know, are like the apex predators of all the oceans.
Right.
And
but then is humpback whale not?
No, they're docile.
Are they herbivores?
No, they eat plankton.
Oh, okay.
They filter it through their, the construction in the mouth. Gills? No, not gills.
That's so mental, how such a massive being, but then a lot of animals on land are like herbivores or massive, right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And not carnivores. So the orcas just don't have any choice than to just retreat and like flee.
Wow.
So yeah, they.
Can I ask where in the world are the humpback whales? Because I wouldn't know if they're Indian Ocean, Atlantic Ocean. Like, where are they mostly?
I don't actually know their habitats much. I know.
I can check while you say other bits.
Where orcas are sometimes.
Where do
and seals,
humpback whales
probably off the coast
live?
Of like Canada, probably, and stuff like.
All oceans around the world.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's known that orcas prey on humpback whale calves.
Oh.
So maybe that's like a traumatic kind of like
horrible.
History. So that's where the humpback whales get their like distaste for orcas.
Rightly so.
Yeah, so it's in their memory, and then that's why they've learned to kind of like bully orcas. I think scientists are also thinking that maybe with that behavior they're trying to instill in orcas that there's no point for them coming near humpback whales.
Okay.
Like preventative measure, like humpback whales can cause problems for orcas, so they want it probably be known far and wide do not mess with humpback whales. So that's why they go and charge as well, like not just waiting for the orcas to
do something. Oh yeah, that makes total sense.
And some of this info is from National Geographic, so it must be based on something. It's still being like kind of like determined, like they're still trying to figure it out, the scientists, but it seems to be one of the theories why the humpback whales are like even helping humans. And there was like a swimmer and the shark came nearby. Well, shark is not an orca obviously, but they're protecting because of that.
That doesn't surprise me, because animals are much better than humans. And it doesn't surprise me that they would help. Like, because isn't there stories about dolphins and stuff also helping people? Yeah. Because the idiots who like drift away with a lilo, and they're like, I bet they go like, they're so stupid, they deserve to die, So animals are much better.
With dolphins, I think, like, I need to fact check it, but human skeleton is quite similar to the dolphin skeleton apparently, or like at least like, because dolphins have like echolocation, don't they? So in that way humans feel similar to them. I think that's why they also protect them, like, or help them out when they're like drowning.
Okay, fair enough. If you want to know, like, it just says that most of them are in the southern hemisphere because obviously warmer and breeding and stuff. Okay. But there are like in North Atlantic as well and North Pacific, and like for example off Iceland, southern Greenland, Norway, Svalbard, and Canada, United States, but mostly in the Bahamas, Caribbean, Grenada, Venezuela.
Thank you for researching.
Pretty much all over the place. Apparently, it says they have the longest migrations of any mammal, so they have massive distances that they travel. Very cool. I would just once want to spot one from land.
Safe distance.
Yeah. That would be so cool when they do that little flomp.
Yeah. Well, a little whale is here, like
Dodger.
She sometimes when
he's ridgeback, I would say, not humpback. When some other dog dares to be looking at her funny.
Rhodesian ridgeback.
Yes.
But no, like when she's like getting starting to get ready for bed, and she's finding her space, and then just like flumps down.
Yeah.
That
exactly.
kind of reminds me of a whale.
That's a very interesting little fact.
Thank you. Factoid.
Factoids there. So thank you very much.
You've been listening to Glass Half Full. Hope it added something positive to your day.
Please follow us on Instagram at classhalf.full or email us at classhalf.full@gmail.com.
We're now also on Facebook.
We've been the Klaas twins, and we will be back again next month with more positive vibes.
Namaste.
No, namaste in bed.
Oh. Oh well.
Flomp.